So live again. This match now being, England versus Austria. So we have England versus Austria. This is Scorpion versus Crab. Looks like we're still on turn one. First conflict phase, each player with one conflict remaining. So we saw some action early, apparently. Not sure what went down, but we'll scroll through and look. Alright, so we started out with a Manipulator versus a Hita Guardian, a pass from Scorpion into Suichi, and a duplicate for Free Fate. We saw 5-5 with an increase to 6 thanks to the Manipulator. Conflict phase, we drew a card of Storehouse. We saw Spyglass, calling in favors on the Spyglass. Then we hit Manicured Garden. City of the Opening Hand. Wave the Crab to get rid of this Manipulator. Interesting that they waited until a conflict to do that when they could have stopped the card draw from the Spyglass from the get-go. Weak Informant. And a break on Manicured Gardens. So yeah, it looks like a case of Scorpion with Hidden Moon Dojo, just getting large fate advantage versus Crab, who is going to try to do honor pressure, but a little bit hard to do. So fairly even. Crab has a better board. When you count for the board, fate advantage is relatively close. Hand sizes are similar with a 25% advantage over here to Scorpion, but Scorpion is in some theoretical honor pressure if we can see a Watch Commander come down from Crab. Yeah. Is Hita Guardian's going to make somebody huge between this Kuni Lab and the two holdings in play? So they could potentially discard this Reprieve and the Dishonor token there. Not sure why they pre-played that when they have a mine up already. I'm not really worried about going swimming with the mine in play. And Crab passes Conflict Opportunity. I guess they're concerned about Heroi being dropped in thanks to HMD and just using up all their characters. So I imagine Scorpion will attack here. Void Ring, even though Crab has saves, is still valuable in this situation. Air Ring is also valuable, being somewhat low in honor. But no, we see pass. Both players content to just kind of stare at each other a bit. So Watch Commander comes down. Try to prevent Scorpion from being able to play anything during the conflict. Which means if they do use HMD to play a character during the fight, Watch Commander will still ping them. So they pre-play the Heroi. It's a card I haven't really seen since Core Days or early Imperial. Always felt it was a very strong card. The fact that it can be used on offense or defense, like almost everything Scorpion has, gives it a lot of versatility. Alright, so going to Air Ring, try to continue some honor pressure. Interesting that they convert the Collector as opposed to the Heroi. Because they're going military. He represents 2 skill and Heroi represents 0. So HMD flips a Liar, which is nice to see. He'll be able to make a good political counterattack, regardless of what happens here. So the downside is they'll likely lose this HMD, but they'll get an upholding authority trigger for their trouble. Kind of start compounding that hand advantage. So he's going to start playing things out to avoid the impact of this authority. See if they remember to use their Suichi. They don't. So that's free fate. They kind of... Oh no, they did use it earlier. Cool. So yeah. When Dojo, Suichi, Talisman. So remaining in the hand we see Banzai, Court Games, Defend Your Honor, Fight On, Rebuild, Reprieve, and Watch Commander. So I imagine Fight On's going to be the take here. So they can stop this Suichi from jumping in on defense. Nope, chooses to take the Watch Commander. Also a very reasonable choice. Rebuild doesn't do much of anything quite yet. So they could use Void Ring, force Crab to start spending some of their saves potentially. Water doesn't really do much in this situation. Could secure favor, but I'm not sure if that's particularly relevant in this matchup right now. Already have 2-to-1 hand advantage, so you could stretch out even farther with Earth, but at a certain point, it doesn't matter too much. So yeah, Void or Fire are probably the best choices here. Void would probably win the choice for me since it has the Fate on it. And ideally you want to start Scorpion, or Crab rather, spending their saves, so they can potentially lose this Suichi eventually this game. But it looks like they're highlighting water right now, so valuing the favor. Yeah, they may have an edict for the Fight On. Hitting upholding authority as well. Interesting that they went military. We're going political. Could give you... Oh, no, they lost the HMD. Could have pre-bought the Liar, but so it goes. So they spend a Banzai and kick it. So they're really trying to break this Iron Mine. Not sure why they're valuing that so much. I think Crab would rather just break this upholding authority. So we see Assassination, Compliment, 2 more Bonsais, Censure, Court Games. So Censure being why they valued the favor so much here. Likely because they don't have any other counters available to them right now. But even with the Noble Sacrifice, they're not going to be doing too much there. But they do have their Wombo Kill Something combo. So if I were Crab before Favor comes online, I would want to put this Iron Mines back up over here, just so you can shut off any shenanigans. It's unlikely there's anything in your hand that's going to be more important of a censure target. So they lost their copy of Duty. So looks like Crab is committing to this honor pressure. So they'll try to stick this Suichi in as many conflicts as they can. So Noble Sacrifice will get rid of the Reprieve. One of them anyways. They have another one in hand that we know about, as well as Rebuild for Mines. So if Crab can find themselves another Spyglass, can be in a really good spot. So yeah, we see the rebuild before Favor. And now they're safe from kills once more. So Censure is online. Large hand advantage for Scorpion. Relatively even otherwise. But Crab's starting to build themselves a Suichi that's potentially going to live a very, very long time. Pitches the Witch Hunter and the Laboratory. Isuki is great to find right now. Start digging for that Spyglass. So we see a Roy dupe, a Liar bot. I might be tempted to pass here as Crab. But Witch Hunter is really valuable too with the Heated Guardian that's due to leave. With 9 Fate in the bank, you're unlikely to have anything in hand to spend it on, since they'll probably need to be dropping their bids down to 1 if they want honor pressure. So we see Witch Hunter, and honestly Scorpion's welcome to pass here. They have so much fate, going from 9 to 10 doesn't matter much. So no, they realize that, buy it to Cow, and Crab gets to pass anyways. So this Crab board advantage is going to continue to grow unless they can kill this Witch Hunter somehow. So yep, we see the 1 bid from Crab, trying to honor pressure. 3 bid from Scorpion. But between Box and being at 4 base honor and having a Soulbound Reproach in hand, as well as all their other cards, as long as they don't spam cards into Watch Commander, they're likely to be okay. And if they can find a Calling in Favors for it, then they should feel perfectly safe. Earthring at this point is pretty valuable. as well as the firing. Void doesn't do too much, but it does have 2 Juicy Fate on it. Honestly, every ring is tempting right now. Water can bow this Suichi. They can counter any fight-ons. Air keeps them out of honor pressure. Earth gets rid of 20% of Crab's hand, or more if they spend any cards. Fire can set up a kill. Potentially buff your Heroi. So they hit Meditations, which is unfortunate. I would expect to see Suichi defend here. You gotta stick that Watch Commander in their face as much as possible. So they're not playing Defend the Wall, so this last row is likely Shameful Display. Be curious to see if they decide to use it. I would probably prefer to save it. Turn the free political attack into Meditations into an attack on Shameful. So Crab should have no problem winning this. Picking up some free fate from Suichi. Yeah, when you can't deal with the Watch Commander, this is where having this card advantage matters a lot less. Especially once Crab starts digging with Yasuki. And especially if they find another Spyglass. Yep, using the Guardian. Because it's just going to get sacrificed to stand Suichi back up anyways. Saving the box for the political conflict if possible. And just kind of daring the Scorpion to spend cards and honor into this conflict. Considering how little the Void Ring matters on this board as it exists, I think you just kind of let this one go. But no, we're going to see Cunning Magistrate come down. So perhaps now we see the move to Shameful. That way, if they want to win, they'll need to spend yet another card to dishonor the Suichi. So the move is made to Shameful. Down to just 3 honor now for Crab. With Air and Fire Ring both still on board. Action is on Scorpion after moving to Shameful. Not sure what they're considering here. So after the conclusion of this conflict, I would expect Suichi to stand, Crab to pass conflict, and try to heavy defend the political attack with Box. Get Scorpion as low as they can, and try to finish the pressure off on the next turn or so. Alright, finally we see pass from Scorpion. So we'll see Shameful activation, likely to honor Suichi, and probably dishonor Takao. Yeah. So he can move him out of the conflict if he wants, now that he is blanked by Magistrate. Or he could use a Soul Beyond Reproach if he wants to keep him relevant. But again, that costs an honor. So you spent an honor to force the use of Talisman. You're going to have to spend probably at least one card more, a Way of the Scorpion or some such, if they want to win. They pass. Suichi gains a Fate. No reason not to move to Cow out. Keep him standing, but they don't. City of the Open Hand brings them back to 4, but they're at effective 3. So Suichi could stand, could potentially covert past Heroi on a military water, and then bow the Lyre. But I think it's more likely to see them pass, see what Scorpion does on offense, and then take the last conflict with a conflict character or some such. Especially since the choices are Shameful or 2 unknown provinces. It looks like they're considering an attack. They want to take the air ring off the table, which is reasonable. And is committing 2 characters to this attack. So they hit Meditations with Military Air, which is unfortunate. If they had gone just with Suichi, then Yasuki could both be a valuable defender and would not be losing that Fate for free. If you look at the deck list, you have to expect there's a 50-50 chance that you hit Meditations. But not the end of the world to have a Yasuki leave play. So he takes the best of the 2 cards on top. And a Fate Worse Than Death comes out, which is surprising, because he's already used his abilities, has got to bleed 2 on Earthwatch Commander. Doesn't feel like the most effective use. And now there still is Yasuki to contend with. So, it works out. Assassination. Wow. Iron Mind just saves them here, right? There's no reason not to. And now, with no Fate, Scorpion just loses the game. They're going to take air unopposed, with absolutely nothing they can do to stop it. Yep. Game over. Well played by Crab. And see if I can't pull up World Cup round 3 here. So who was playing? It was England, Austria. So Austria was up by 1. Now the series is tied, 1-1. And what is our standings for England and Austria? So England and Austria are both 2-0. So even in standings, even in current match results, will be very interesting to see how the rest of these games play out. So we see the classic Lion vs. Crane, some Lion vs. Dragon, Phoenix Mirror, Dragon Unicorn still to be played. as well as another Scorpion versus Crab, this time roles flipped. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Appreciate it. And we'll keep streaming as we see matches, so keep an eye out.